back to another episode of Ball Boys Podcast. Today we got a solo podcast, which is completely fine. It is what it is. Um, Not everybody's available, which is fine. So we're gonna get right into it. We didn't have a Prem weekend. Well, we did have a FA Cup weekend. We had some big games. Then we had like some not so major big games. Some of the top six teams did play some lower league teams, but there was two big games for the FA Cup. We had Tottenham versus Manchester City, and we had Chelsea versus Aston Villa. We're gonna jump into the Tottenham and Villa game. I said Tottenham and Villa. We're gonna jump into the Tottenham and Man City game. Just get it out the way. I did not watch much of it. I did watch most of the second half and towards the end. And from what I saw, I'm gonna be honest. It was just City dominance. It was actually City's first win in Spurs' new stadium, and that's been like 4 or 5 years since the new stadium. Could be four. Nah, don't don't come for my neck. But yeah, City was all over them. Spurs defense did held it down for a bit. You know, they did as much as they can. Kevin De Bruyne came off the bench immediately. Impact. He did miss a big chance, but they still ended up getting the win. I believe he gave the assist as well. I could be wrong. Let me just look it up. I have it right here. I know Ake scored, which was kind of controversial. I'm not gonna lie. No, Kevin De Bruyne did get an assist. All right, yeah. So controversial goal, in my opinion, from watching it, like live watching it, I thought it was a foul on the keeper. Ruben Diaz bumps into Vicario. Vicario obviously doing over exaggerate. He got hit. Keeper priority. You got to take care of the keeper and stuff like that. It's the keeper's box. So if you get physical with the keeper, it's not gonna go your way. They bumped in. Ake had a free chance, tapped it, and simple as that. And City celebrated. From in like live watching, in my opinion, it was a foul. Like I said, a keeper priority. You got to protect the keeper at all costs. Whether it is you're a player or ref, coach, whatever, doesn't matter. You always got to protect the keeper, and it can happen anytime. Whether keeper's coming out with two fists and you're going for a header, he hits you. Most of the time, it's not gonna go your way because it's in the box and it's the keeper's box. Um, a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, say that it was a valid call. If it's a valid call, it's a valid call. Do I care? No, I'm not a Spurs fan. I'm not a City fan. It is what it is. So, kind of controversial, but City finally won at Spurs. They were their bogey team. How is Spurs your bogey team? That's the only shit that's crazy. You're Manchester City, treble winning Manchester City, and Spurs is your bogey team. Like they tied 3-3 at the Etihad in the league, which is the Etihad ain't easy. It ain't easy for everybody. I'm not gonna lie. You saw what happened in Madrid in the Champions League. Scary place, scary place. Yeah, so I mean, like I was saying, it was a dominant City performance from what I saw. I didn't see most of the game. From what I saw, and moving forward, like towards the 70th, and moving forward, that it was just a City dominance. Um, so yeah, Spurs going trophyless another season. It's just a Spurs thing. But they're doing decent in the league, even when he had injury crisis. They're doing decent in the league. I'm not gonna knock them down, call them shit, or anything like that. But it is a Spursy thing to go trophyless again. You just gotta love it. You just gotta love it. Simple as that. All right. Now we're jumping into the Villa Chelsea game. As a Chelsea fan, I will give you my. I will try to be unbiased. I will try to be unbiased as possible. This was a very, very close game, and they easily could have been Chelsea going through easily. We missed so many chances in that first half. It was probably one of the best first halves all season. Like we've had decent performances where like either we get a tie, or we just are unlucky and lose like 1-0, 2-1. Like, and we have really good performances. This time we had really good performance and we couldn't fucking finish. We couldn't finish. We couldn't finish. And then what hurt even more is like I know we get fantasy chances, but like we seen Cole Palmer score some nice goals. We see Rashford score some nice goals. We seen Madueke score some nice goals. And you're just gonna like half-ass a shot to a world-class keeper like Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez that won the World Cup. Come on now. Like, let's be realistic now. Like, I was pissed off. Now, I'm not pissed off of our performance. I'm pissed off for our finishing and like our lack of we're not that dangerous in the box. Like for example, you look at Liverpool. Whether you call Nunez shit or not, he's coming in the box. I'm scared for my life because he could either shoot it wide or that bitch going top bins. Simple as that. Same thing with Salah. Salah, um, maybe you don't like the way he plays. I personally don't like the way he plays. I don't like the way he plays, but once he gets in that box and he's on his left foot, yo, you better pray he fucking misses or your keeper's like wilding is on his shit. Like, come on now. Like we were just not like dangerous in that box, and we had so many chances. Like we started off very bad. Like Villa were on us, left and right. They had a free kick that I believe they did like some play. They played it to the side, crossed it in, and I believe it was Tillemans by himself. Tillemans by himself. Freaking Gallagher slipping. Fuck, yo, what are you, Bambi? Fucking hell, slips. Tillemans by himself. Petrovic, oh my God, we're gonna get to Petrovic. Petrovic taps it, goes out. Corner comes in again. They do. I forgot how it happened. This shit was Friday. It's not currently Monday, but what's it called? Another Alfie Gilchrist. He had a good performance, but that mistake, he went for a diving header. There was no need for a diving header, and it falls right into Douglas Luiz's hand, and then he just taps it in. And honestly, it was like we lost. We fucking lost. And it was only like I believe. Let me could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. It was early. It was early in the half. I forgot when exactly, but it was early in the half. And then VAR saved us because it did touch his hand. Whatever. VAR saved us, and then immediately we were on smoke. Our defense was on lock. Our midfield was performing well. Our attack was up and down pressing. Yo, we were everywhere, especially Sterling. Sterling was cooking Matty Cash. Matty Cash couldn't lock him up until the second half. But that first half, Matty Cash was getting cooked. And in my head, I'm just like, yo, just give the ball to Rashford. Like we seen I said Rashford. I said Rashford. Give it to Sterling. Give it to Sterling and just let him cook. We've seen him many times. He even done it with Kyle Walker this season in the league. Kyle Walker, one of the best right backs the Prem has seen, and teammate too at City and England, and he was just toying with him. He could have done the same thing with Matty Cash all game. We had we had many chances when we either pressed them very well, stole the ball, or they misplaced the pass, and then we have our chances, and we just couldn't get our chances. Moving on to the second half, we immediately had to like start off strong, or get a goal immediately, because knowing Villa, they're gonna be all over us. Villa from top to bottom are solid in every position, which is kind of crazy that Gerrard almost got this team relegated. I know certain pieces weren't there, but like you couldn't perform with his team. This team is so freaking good. Ollie Watkins didn't have a good game. He wasn't really involved, but where this game was really put was in the midfield. You had Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher, and then you also had on the other side Douglas Luiz, Kamara, and McGinn. It was such a midfield battle. I was scared. Like halfway through the second half, it was all Villa. We were just fighting for our lives, hoping hoping they don't get scored. And Petrovic, oh my god, I freaking love Petrovic. And in my opinion, he should keep his spot once Robert Sanchez is fully back, and even keep his spot for probably next season if we don't go for another keeper. In my opinion, still he's a that we got him for cheap, for peanuts, and from the MLS. Like he made some big saves. If we had Robert Sanchez, we would have lost. I'm not gonna lie. Robert Sanchez, he's a decent keeper. He's not amazing. He's not amazing. Petrovic, he's more calm on the feet, and he's a good shot saving keeper. That's what I heard a lot when we signed him from the MLS. A lot of MLS expertise and stuff like that, keeper expertise, were like he's a very good shot saver, and we've seen that in the League Cup with the penalties with against Newcastle. Supposedly his record in the MLS for saving penalties is like really good. So at least we got a good keeper now. Well, for now, not now from what I see. But anyways, back to the actual game. That midfield battle was really freaking good. I'm not gonna lie, it had me on my toes. My anxiety was through the roof. And Enzo, Enzo doing Enzo things. A lot of people say he's been very underwhelming. Not one of those people. Play him in the right system, he's gonna cook. We seen that when the very first game against Liverpool. We seen that the game against Brighton. We seen it in the game against Fulham. Playing him correctly as a deep line playmaker, and he will shine. If you have him as a box to box, it's not gonna work. If you have him as a lone six, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Like you gotta play him right, and Poch isn't the guy to play him right. Unfortunately, that's why Poch system suits more Gallagher, which is why Gallagher's been arguably our best midfielder all season. But I want to talk about Caicedo because he's going under the radar. Everybody's talking about Rice. Everybody's talking about Alvarez, Edson Alvarez. Everybody's talking about who else? Other midfielders in the league, and everybody wants to discredit Caicedo, and mainly because Chelsea isn't performing to Chelsea standards. But if you watch our games closely, if you watch Caicedo closely, he's been very good. He's been very good. He started off very shaky, which is understandable. High price, moving to a bigger club, bigger expectations. You're only 22. You were barely in the league for a year at Brighton. I think he was there for at least a year and a half, 2 seasons. But last season, when he officially became, a starter and stuff like that, and then that system suited him well. Now he's in a completely different system, new teammates, stuff like that. You know, it's only he hasn't been in Europe that long. You know, he hasn't been in the Prem that long, so just give him some time. Same thing with Enzo, like just give them some time. A lot of them are gonna say, "Oh, look at Rice, high, roughly around the same price tag, performing way better." Well, Rice is in a better system. He's in a better team that's already built, borderline built, missing some pieces, but the project is more complete than Chelsea. They have a better manager. Rice is older. He's been playing. He's been playing in the Premier League since 18, 19, so he has more experience. You know, so if anything, he's supposed to be better. You know, but who have the higher ceiling? I believe those two have the higher ceiling. This is my opinion. But anyways, Caicedo, him and Thiago Silva, in my opinion, were up for man of the match for Chelsea side. I feel like in Villa, they could have beaten us just like how we could have beaten them. We had the first half, they had the second half. They had all of the second half. And yeah, Alec Moreno left back really fucking good, really good. When he got it from Betis, I had a feeling he was gonna be good, but it's Premier League, so you kind of have to like gamble whether they're gonna be good or not. He's class, solid left back. But yeah, in my opinion, that it was a midfield battle, and it could have gone either way. It all depended. it came down to the keepers and the forwards actually finishing, and both sides it couldn't happen. So now we have a replay. I am nervous for that. I'm even more nervous for that just because it's away at Villa Park. Dangerous stadium, dangerous atmosphere, dangerous team. Everything's on the line with win or go home, you know. So and like we're already in the final for the Carabao Cup against a strong Liverpool team, which I'm already nervous. I'm even more nervous for that. So the only we're not in Champions League, we're not in Europa, we're not in Conference League. So our only thing to fight for is for these cups. We're obviously not winning the league. You know, we could push for top 6, top 7. Um, but our main thing would be going strong in the cups and getting like that winning mentality back again. Not in the sense of like we're immediately gonna fight for the challenge for the league. It's not gonna happen immediately. If it does, great. But I don't see that happening. And I called it in the beginning of the season. We're not gonna challenge the league until we have a proper manager and give the is a very young squad, very young, barely experienced in there. There's some experience there, but like not the experience that we need. Um, Played with potential. We just gotta unlock that potential. Simple as that. Um, Give us another 2 or 3 years. I'm kind of rambling around, but cause I'm really, I love this club, so I can yap on for days. But anyways, don't for the replay against Villa. What needs to come clutch is Cole Palmer. He doesn't suit the false nine or striker role. It doesn't suit him. He's better off whether at the cam, um, or on the wing. Simple as that. I don't want to see him as striker anymore. If we're gonna put a striker up there, either be Jackson or Nkuku. Nkuku's not a striker. He's more of a cam, false center forward, false nine, second striker. You know, right behind the striker. That's him right behind the striker. But we'll figure it out. Hopefully, Punch figures it out. If he doesn't figure it out, get out of my club. Simple as that. Anyways, yeah, we need a Palmer masterclass. Simple as that. And Villa to be shite. Okay, so those were the two big FA Cup games. I'm not gonna go in deep into every FA Cup game because let's be honest, hella games. And Liverpool played Norwich, smacked them. Um, United played a League Two team, almost could have lost that at one point. They ended up winning it. Congratulations. Am I missing anybody? Oh, Arsenal. They're not in the FA Cup, so yeah, simple as that. All right, let's jump into the big news over the weekend. Two managers are leaving their clubs. Two managers leaving. I'm gonna start off with Klopp. Klopp is officially leaving Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie, this is bittersweet. This is bittersweet only for one reason. City is now gonna turn us into a Bundesliga. I'm be honest with you. We starting next season, we are the Bundesliga. Accept it. Just accept it. Unless Liverpool get a top manager again, it might be curtains for us. let's be honest, bro. Let's be fucking honest, bro. Klopp and Liverpool is the reason why the Premier League didn't turn into like a Bundesliga league on. You know what I mean? Let's be honest, bro. If not, City will be dropping us. They'll walk away with everything, bro. Let's be honest. But all right, let's get back into it. Klopp is leaving, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. I kind of seen it in midway last season, only because last season Liverpool was not good. Liverpool was not good. They had injuries. I'm not gonna lie, they did have injuries, just like other teams, but injuries hit them hard. Which is why they ended up getting Europa League. But at one point they were mid-table, just like Chelsea. You know what I mean? Like they'll smack United 7-0, but then the following week lose 1-0 to Bournemouth. The math wasn't mathing. You know what I mean? But I kind of saw it last season. I'm not gonna lie. And then during the summer, you know, Allison linked to Saudi. Salah linked to Saudi. I'm just like, damn. You know, Klopp not getting the players he wants. Whether he wants to be in denial or not, that man was on his knees for Caicedo and Lavia. And at one point he wanted Enzo. At one point he wanted Bellingham. That shit ain't happened. He wanted those players. So yeah, I feel like the reason he is leaving is because he said he doesn't have the energy anymore, in which I understand. Being a top manager for a top club in the best league in the world and constantly trying to be at the top and fight for titles is not easy, but like I feel like the only person that is really 100% like built for it is Pep. Like Pep is a maniac. He is obsessed and crazy for football. Like I watched the All or Nothing documentary on Amazon for Manchester City. I believe that's the season they won the Centurions, and then every clip of every clip of Pep, I was just like, this man is tapped in the head, bro. Like the way he like talks to the players, the way he sees the game, the way he's constantly stressing, like his mind 24/7 is football. Like no matter what, like I would hate to be his child. Like imagine, like you playing, you're like 10 years old, you playing for your club team, and then you got your dad on the side yapping, yapping. That was my dad. My dad was on the side yapping, yapping, yapping. You know how annoying and embarrassing that shit is? Damn, imagine Pep. Oh, bro, I would have quit. Oh, hold on, let me get back and forth. I would have quit it. I would have quitted, bro. I'm like, I'm not playing this shit. Get on my dick. But that just like being a top manager is not easy. So he's been a top manager since Dortmund. You know, he did manage at Mainz, but when he came to Dortmund, when he went to Dortmund, that's when he like cemented himself a bit, like on the European like Champions League level type managers. You know, when he came to Liverpool, Liverpool was at one point just a Europa League team. Let's be honest. Growing up, to me, Liverpool was a Europa League team. Klopp came, turned them immediately into a Champions League team. You know what I mean? And with his style of play too. So he's been doing it since 2015 with Liverpool, chasing behind City, got him a Champions League, got himself a Premier League, got himself some League Cups. The man tired. Simple as that. The man tired. I was the way he was speaking. I was worried just because it sounded like personal, like something wrong was happening in the sense of I'm talking about like health or like family issues. I'm God forbid, God forbid. But yeah, it did sounded that way. I hope it's not. Um, but yeah, uh, what's next for Klopp? What I see, he said he's taking a year off. I feel like he'll take a year off and then jump into the international level with Germany. I feel like Germany have been wanting Klopp for years, even when they had Low as the manager for Germany, because Germany since they won the World Cup haven't been that good. They haven't been good in the Euros. They haven't been good in the World Cup. They not even Hansi Flick could switch that team around. In my opinion, Hansi Flick is a top manager too. He won the treble with Bayern. He turned Bayern dangerous during COVID. Um, but yeah, not even Hansi Flick could have changed that team. So I feel like he'll go for that German job. Um, who will Liverpool sign next? I think they'll either go for the Zerbi or Xavi Alonso. Xavi Alonso, in my opinion, on a personal level, I feel like that makes the most sense because he is an ex Liverpool player, ex legend for the club. Won him a Champions League. Um, will help win the Champions League, and one of the best registas of all time. One of the best midfielders of all time. And right now he's undefeated in the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's Bayer Leverkusen." They're undefeated in the league with Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Leipzig. You know what I mean? Like Bayern Leverkusen last season, pretty sure were like mid-table, borderline relegation, and he brought them, I believe, to the top six. I could be wrong, but he did change them a bit. Um, so this is a serious team. This is a serious team, and I believe they're still pushing in the Europa League. So we'll see what happens with them there. But so far, they're undefeated. I believe they're the only team across all the leagues in Europe that's undefeated. Well, all the top leagues in Europe that's undefeated, which says a lot. Says a lot. And I don't know, something about Spanish midfielders, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Look at Pep. Look at Arteta. Look at Xavi. A lot of people are not gonna agree with that, but in my opinion, he's pretty decent. But something about Spanish midfielders just makes sense. And I feel like Liverpool, he'll cook. The only downside of that, his style is very different to Klopp's. So whether it's gonna get getting used to with the players, or it'll come down to the board whether he the board backs him, because a lot of problem with Klopp is like he didn't have the backing financially. Like he will want these top players, and then they're like, we don't have the money, or they don't want to invest, something like that. So that could be a problem because Xabi Alonso might get there, and then he's like, I don't want him, I want him. You know what I mean? Like I don't want him, bring him in. Another problem could be players leaving now that Klopp is gone. I could see Van Dijk leaving. You know, his contract is running out next season. You know, he has a year left on his contract. Maybe he might end up leaving. You know, for like a because of Klopp. Salah reportedly interested in Saudi. Alisson during the summer was interested in Saudi. Trent, top right back. Madrid is supposedly interested in them. How can you deny Madrid? Your boy Bellingham is there too. You know what I mean? Carvajal is aging, and let's be honest. And if you're in Madrid, you don't got to do much defending. Most of the time, you're attacking. So it's a win-win for you. You could probably win another Champions League, and you could probably be the missing piece for them to get in trouble. So it just makes sense. So the next this summer is going to be interesting for Liverpool. The summer is going to be very interesting because it's not just Klopp is leaving. His whole team is leaving. The sporting director, who was close with Klopp, is leaving as well. So you got to get another sporting director. If you get a shit sporting director, or you don't have one at all, it's kind of shaky because as a Chelsea fan, we've seen that happen many times. Whether you have a shit sporting director or if you don't have one at all, it's kind of crazy. Like you either make you make some really shit signings, like bad decisions. So Liverpool's next few months gonna be very interesting, and yeah, let's see what happens. I hope for the worst as a rival. So let's see. All right, the next big news is Xavi leaving Barcelona, and I saw this coming. I'm not gonna lie, I saw this happening. Whether he was leaving or getting sacked, either one's gonna happen. I feel like the board was gonna. I mean, all right, but the board was gonna the board was gonna back. I can't get the words out. The board was gonna back him until shit really hit the fan. Like let's say they got knocked out of the Champions League, and then they fell out of fourth, or like they went on a really bad form of games, like right now. I feel like they would have at that point they would have like, all right, we have no choice but to get rid. Because the only problem is, all right, if they get rid of him now, they need another top manager immediately. Financially, Barca don't got the funds to immediately just like, oh yeah, we'll sign a new manager to a new contract. And also, not many top managers are available or that want the Barca job right now. Let's be honest. Like taking the Barca job is like playing Russian roulette, bro. Like, I think the only person that can fix that is Pep. That's the only person right now I feel like that could change a lot of teams. Like you put Pep in that system, he could probably fail, but give him like a year or two, he'll work something out. You know, a lot of people are gonna call Xavi a failed manager, and I'm here to say that's wrong. I don't think he was a failed manager because today, Bleacher Report Football, such a valid news source, right? I'll be yapping on Twitter, so X, whatever you want to call it. I'll be yapping, speaking hell Japanese. This is what I said because I just use Twitter for my 2 cents. Nobody gives a fuck, but I'm gonna say it. So they put it doesn't always end perfectly when a club legend becomes a manager. And then you have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at United, Frank Lampard at Chelsea, Xavi at Barcelona, Pirlo at Juve, Gattuso at AC Milan, and then Thierry Henry at Monaco. And then you have the obvious haters in the comments talking about Zidane and stuff like that. Xavi is shit, yada yada. And I'm here to back my boy. Come on now, we not doing that. Before I go deep into it, he was part of it, but he wasn't the full blame. All right, all right. Everybody trying to blame Xavi or laugh at him, call him a shit manager. Even Madrid fans they call him a shit manager, and they were hoping he would stay as manager because if Xavi stays as manager, then it's good for Madrid, bro. Y'all be crying about Ancelotti, and y'all still got him. If anything, he might renew his contract. So, shush, shush. Anyways, I said respectfully, Xavi did way better than all of them. And if we're going by stats and all that, he did. All right. I've said 21 and 22 season, he joined mid-season. I said he brought them from ninth to second. That team had no business getting top four. That team was shite. Shite. He brought in Aubameyang. He brought in Adama Traore on loan. Adama Traore, bro, that pace merchant. Come on, let's be real. Ferran Torres at that point was not good. What did he bring in? An old Dani Alves. He brought in an old Dani Alves, and he brought all these guys for the low ski, bro, with no bread, no peas. You know what I mean? We talking about broke Barcelona, bro, where the old board fucked us. You know what I mean? He brought them to second and dogged Madrid in their own stadium. Let's be real. And the same Madrid that ended up winning the Champions League against Liverpool. The same Madrid that knocked out PSG, Chelsea, Man City, and beat Liverpool in the final. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. All right. Dog walked them. Anyways, the following season, which was last season, 22-23, won the league comfortably. So you say it right. And won the Super Cup. And outplayed Madrid so bad. I think Madrid won like two Clásicos out of the whole season, and they played like 5 or 6 Clásicos all season. And yeah, they had at that point their defense was like one of the best in Europe, and they beat Ter Stegen ended up beating Oblak's clean sheet record too, which wasn't a easy thing to do, to be honest, bro. And everybody was just balling. In my opinion, everybody was just balling, and it felt like. And then like you see clips of them, they were like the new welcome to the new era, stuff like that. And if you're watching it at that point, you can't deny it. Like you could say Barca was back. Started this season, players leaving. My bad, twin. Players leaving. You got world class players coming in like Gundogan and stuff like that. And you're just like, and then you have, although Pedri was dealing with injuries, you had Gavi, who was finally being taken serious even by rivals, where they're like, all right, bullshit aside, he's actually a really good player. And Barca started off strong, whether it was the Champions League or in the league, they started off very strong. I feel like once our downfall came after the Madrid game, we lost Madrid 2-1. They were the better team. It is what it is. After that, international break came. We had so many freaking injuries. Gavi, I feel like, was the main reason. Gavi, season-ending injury was the reason to Barca kind of not being their own, because where they will attack, Gavi will be there. If it was midfield, Gavi will be there. If it was defense, someone get caught lacking, Gavi will be there. Whether it sounds crazy, it's not. Like it's not. Got Gavi was a big reason. He's only what 18, 19. So right now they're technically out of the title race, and so far the third place, I believe third or fourth, depending on goal difference. But and they're still in the Champions League. They didn't win the Super Cup, and I that was gonna be a top. They were gonna get dogged regardless whether players were healthy or not. But it is what it is. The only problem now is that they're conceding a lot of goals, and I'm gonna say the main issue comes from attack and defense. The attack, I think the best attacker this season has been 16-year-old Lamine Yamal. People are gonna say Ferran Torres. People are gonna say Lewandowski. Um, in my opinion, João has been decent. He hasn't been great, but he had moments. Um, but in my opinion, Lamine Yamal has been their best player, which sucks because he's only 16, and like there's so much pressure on him. And like so, if he fucks up, I don't really blame him. It's a kid, you know what I mean? It's literally a kid. That's a minor. That's a case right there, you know. So and then you got supposedly world class players like Lewandowski not doing anything. So the attack has been shit, and the defense has been shit. I don't know what happened. Last season it was one of the best in Europe. Now it's completely shit. Whether it's Cancelo being injury prone, Kunde can't defend his life. Christensen, my boy Christensen from Chelsea, bro. Last season, bro, came for free and was like one of the best center backs in La Liga. This season he hasn't been on it. Balde hasn't been on it. Last season he wasn't even good defensively, but the way they were set up worked for him perfectly. He was almost like a wing back slash winger, or like a left mid, going up and down. He didn't really have much defensive duties, but even when he had to defend, he kind of clutched up. This season, I don't see it, and then now he has a season-ending injury, so he's out for the season. Now too, also a young player. He's only like 20. Um, Ronald Araujo, my boy. I can't back you on Twitter, bro. Because if I back you on Twitter, I'm gonna just get laughed at. Last season, he was top 3 center back in the world. Top 3. He was up there with Van Dijk, Saliba, Diaz. He was up there, bro. He was up there. And now this season, bro, he tries really hard, but it's just kind of like the bad vibes or like the bad energy just rubs right on you. Like if your bro next to you not performing good, you're not gonna perform good. Like it's simple as that. You got Ter Stegen who had a bad injury, so now you have Iñaki Peña in goal. He started off good when Ter Stegen was out, but now it's just like, all right, you're not the guy. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. The only positive in the Barca team is the midfield because you have Frankie De Jong and Gundogan. Those two players literally hold Barca literally because Pedri is injury prone, so he's in and out the squad, and then you just filled either youngsters or like bums around them. So you got Gundogan doing the box to box work, either attacking or playmaking, and then you got the young playmaking as well, doing some late runs, or you got him defending for his life against some bozos in the back line, you know. And it sucks, bro. As a fan, I started off as a Barca fan because my dad eventually became a Chelsea fan, but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But look, on the bright side, they're still top 4, and they're still in the Champions League. I don't see Xavi even staying if we miraculously win the league or win the Champions League. I still don't see him staying just because right now Barca's just a shit situation. They're broke financially. Um, like they're just not good. Like the old board just fucked them up really bad. So like now the new president is like trying to fix everything, but at the same time you either gotta like sell players or not sign anybody, or you either have to like sell hella rights, like just to have certain funds. Like it's kind of just sad at this point. I'm not gonna go too much deep now because I've been yapping a lot about Barcelona. Um, who should be their next manager is obviously not gonna be Xavi anymore, whether they win the trophies or not. Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know. A lot of people are saying Rafa Marquez, um, but he's not doing good with Barcelona B right now. He started off good. He's not doing good anymore. Um, I'm kind of interested in it, but I don't know. I just don't have hope for the next year or two. You kind of accept that, like, all right, they're not gonna challenge anything. Like, Barca is not back yet. Like, give it another year or two, see what happens. Um, I don't know. Maybe De Zerbi, maybe De Zerbi. He could be persuaded. Um, Simply because Barca's a bigger job. They're Brian. No offense. No offense. Fuck Brian. Simple. Um. Anyways. Yeah. Right now, at the Barca, like I said, associate acquaintance or fan slash, you know what I mean. You kind of like to all my fellow Barca fans. Just accept we're not going to challenge titles anytime soon. Just accept it. Even if for a moment you feel like, yo, we're back. We're not back yet. We're not back yet. So just pipe it down. Like I don't see it when like even when Messi was here, like we couldn't win Champions League and shit like that. We dominated the leagues sometimes, but even then, like we can't even dominate the league right now either. So just hope and pray and just accept defeat at the same time. So yeah, been 40 minutes. I've been yapping on. See, look, this is me on Twitter, but or like me in person. I can just yap on for days, bro. So hopefully next episode we have my boys with me. We have some guests around, so then we get other people's thoughts because a lot of the time this is all opinionated, whether you like it or not. I could be speaking bullshit. I could be speaking facts. The world may never know. All right. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. Enjoy the ride. So yeah, follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Audio versions on Spotify. Yeah. See you later.